Hey y'all, it's Kayla. So today I'm doing a story time. I think this might be the first story time I post on this channel. Let's not start this today. This be the dog that be barking every time I get home from work at 4 in the morning, trying to sleep. Like, we can wait for that to stop. Okay, even if the dog is working, like, it is what it is. But what was I even finna say? This is like one of the first story times on my channel, and today I'm going to be telling a story time that happened to me a couple years ago. Well, it wasn't just me, it was me. I'm definitely cutting it out. So it was me and it was my girlfriend at the time, who we're gonna call her Reen throughout the story. We literally had these two girls who were weirdly obsessed with like having beef with us, and this was at work. Like, we worked at Amazon, and Amazon is so high school. At the time we were 19, and you got to be 18 to work at Amazon, so they were either 18 or 19, and it was really giving like some high school ass drama. But yeah, I'm about to get into it and tell y'all all about it, and how this inevitably ended up getting Reen suspended with pay and then fired over this little ass stupid ass situation. But yeah, let's get right into it. Don't mind this. I'm batch recording content, and I don't look. So yeah, let's get into it. Also wrote it down because I can't remember all of this stuff that happened literally in like 2024, maybe 20. It was probably the very end of 2023, early 2024 that this happened. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so Reen and I had just got like a new job at Amazon. Like, we just started this job, and it was like a little part-time whatever at a, I don't know what type of station, like a sortation center. So basically I'm explaining y'all the job so y'all can really like, so we would go in, and all the packages would be coming off of a belt. They will already be packaged and boxed up, and we would be taking them off the belt and stacking them onto pallets, wrapping the pallets, and then staging them to get sent off to the different delivery stations, UPS, like, FedEx, all of that. They would come pick it up from Amazon, or the Amazon trucks would take them where they need to go. Okay, boom. So when this is going on, like, there's lanes. Like, there's lane 1, there's like Echo Golf, some military shit, like Echo Golf, and it would be all back to back, well, like this, you know what I mean? So there would be people on either sides, and we would be pushing it down the belt, scanning it, taking it off, whatever. So at this point, we really say to ourselves, like, we had just got a new place, and all we were focused on was making sure we had our affairs in order, we were having our bills paid, this, that, and the third, and life had really, at this point, just started getting a little bit easier for us. We had went through a lot prior to starting this job, so we were not even focused on nobody else. We are not like trauma-centered people. Like, we really didn't care what was going on around us. But like, we used to always get like a lot of stares from people because we didn't really have no money at the time. Like, we had just dropped money on a brand new place, and it was just a lot going on. Like, we really needed that job, and we didn't need no drama. But we're two gorgeous girls, so it really don't matter what you got on. Like, it's in you, not on you. But we would always get stares, like it was whatever. So yeah, we noticed that out of everybody that would kind of be looking at us, there were like these two girls, and these are like, they were twins, I believe, and we're gonna go ahead and give them a name. One of them we're gonna call Man because she looked like a man, and she had a man, which is like the more important part of the story. Like, that matters. And then the other one, we're gonna call her Mustache. Now, Man I think was the younger twin. We don't really know. We don't even know these girls' real names, so if I wanted to use a real name for her, I couldn't. Man was the younger one, and then Mustache was the older one. I could call her, let me stop, because y'all gonna think I was being messy this whole time. I wasn't. Okay, whatever. So we got Man and Mustache. So I remember one day Reen was clocking in, and they had already been staring at us prior, but at this point we didn't really know them and we didn't really pay nobody too much mind. Like, we thought they were just looking like the rest of them. But when it really started to like dawn on us that, oh, they're like, trying to be funny, was I had already clocked in at the time clock. I was waiting for Reen, and usually like I just start walking away because like it's a quick tap and walk to your station. So this time I didn't feel Reem behind me, so I turned around and I'm looking at her and I'm waiting on her. She's having some type of issue at the time clock, and I look over to the side and I believe that was Man. I see Man like grilling Reem, like grilling her, looking her up and down, mainly looking like at her bottom half, like at her pants. So as soon as I make eye contact with Man, because it's like, why are you looking at her like that? Like, she walks off behind me towards where I was going originally and goes to tell her sister, and they kind of start like, they both look back and then kind of start laughing. So I immediately grab up Breen and I'm like, girl, like, did you see what just happened? Like where did that come from? She like, no, I didn't see it. Like, I'm not paying it no mind. Like, whatever. It's probably nothing. So I'm just like, that was weird. Like, I don't think it was nothing, but like, whatever. Like, you didn't see it. You don't feel no type of way. Whatever. So at that point, we had already knew they was trying to like, low-key laugh and bully her about her pants. I think it was the fact that like, not to buzz Reen out, but like I think she kind of had on high waters that day. But like, it's Amazon. People go in there looking chopped all the time, and we really genuinely did not give a fuck. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, at that point, we really did not care. So I think it was the fact that she had on like high waters that had them thinking they could be funny, but it's what it is. So from that point on, we started to notice that it was like getting real weird. Like, this is when like we really started paying attention, because it was like people would look, but it's like nobody really had no pressure for us. Like, they didn't know us. We didn't really talk. We only talked to like 2 people there, and like it was what it was. But they would always be side-eyeing us and mugging us, and just like we would be minding our business. Like, we wouldn't even be paying them no mind, and we would just turn and be like, oh my god, like, what are they looking at? Or I would be minding my business and Reen would be like, bro, look over there. And I would look, and then they would look away. Like, it was just weird energy. And like, I don't know, I'm very intuitive. Reen is very intuitive. So we would just be like feeling them staring. Like, you could feel somebody staring at you. We would just be like feeling them staring. So after like maybe a week of them doing that, like, it don't take long for me. After a week of them doing that, I started mugging them back. Because baby, I already got a arrested bitch face. Let me stop. I already got arrested bitch face. So you think you finna just be looking at me and I'm not gonna look at you back? Like, it was just weird. So now we're getting to the point where it's starting to get a little bit more direct, because we will be working on a lane, and the way the lanes work, it would be like this, and it would be people on this side of the lane, it would be people on this side of the lane, and the people at like the top of the lane where the belt like meets, like where the conveyor belt meets to go from that way, like right here, we would have to be there, one person on each side, to kind of like direct the packages so they wouldn't get jammed up at the meeting point. So often that's where I was, because I'm lazy as fuck, and I would rather be doing that than scanning and stacking and doing whatever. Like, I'd rather be a pusher. So I was doing that, and I remember one day, like, I don't know which one it was. At this point, like, we really couldn't tell the damn difference. All we knew was like one of them would wear a hat, but like if they didn't wear a hat, we really didn't know who was who. So one of them would just come up and like stand at the opposite side of me and just be trying to like do what I'm doing, and I'm just like, I already know you don't, like, we don't mess with each other. We don't know each other, but we don't mess with each other. So I don't know why you would be trying to come over here. Like, after so many times of them doing that, either to me or Reen, it would just be like, girl, like, we really feel like y'all just trying to get a conversation out of us, or like, y'all, we don't know if they were trying to get a conversation, like get us to talk to them, intimidate us. Like, we don't know. They would just come and like be there, and then when we just kind of like laugh it off or like ignore them, they would just walk away. Or they would come, like, both of them, one of them would magically come to the next lane where the other one was, and they would just be like overly loud, overly not doing what they're supposed to do, like just overly trying to make themselves known. And it was like, now we're starting to see that y'all are being very intentional with what y'all are doing. Like, y'all are just trying to be weird to us. We know at this point y'all are talking about us. So from that point on, like Reen and I, we really did not like give a fuck, cause it's just like we not no punks. I'm like, especially I'm not gonna let nobody sit up and bully me. Like I've been the bully, I've been bullied. We ain't doing that. So whenever they would be on that shit, I would just be kind of like not really paying them no attention. But if they ever like directed their stares and their looks at me, I would, cause like I'm just acknowledging, like, I see you doing that weird shit, like I see you, bitch, you're not slick. So from that point, I remember one day Reen was on a different lane. Like we wouldn't always be like in the same area working. So Reen came to tell me one day, like, yo, like this girl, she's not really important, so we're not even gonna give her a name, but yo, this girl like is telling me about them. She like, oh, they're from Chicago, they just moved here, they're always talking about people. She talked to this dude and da 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 da. I really feel, I can't remember because this was a couple years ago, but I really feel like one of the things that she told Reen was like deeply personal about one of the girls, like, excuse me, one of the girls sexual life with one of the dudes. And if you know anything about Amazon, you don't sit up and do nothing with them dudes, like, or them girls, like you don't do that. So that was just kind of like, I don't know if that was a rumor or I don't really remember, but it was just kind of like she was just telling Reen what she knew. And of course Reen come and tell me. So I'm like, we look at each other like, do we give a fuck that they from Chicago? But to be honest, I hope I don't offend nobody that's from Chicago. Like from what we heard, y'all's kind of mean and catty. So it was just like, we don't care that they from Chicago. Like we kind of expected. After we heard that, we was like, oh, makes sense, basically. Makes sense. But now it's starting to get a little bit more like messy because now other people are getting involved, and it would be to the point where like now people are kind of noticing like the weird smoke that they have for us, and we already didn't talk, so it's like weird. We weren't necessarily shy, but it was just like we had our own stuff going on, so we wasn't really focused on keeping up with people. And we would literally, with being so observing, I don't know the word for it, with us being so just like peeping game, like we would notice who was weird. Like we would notice who was weird, who was talking about somebody and then going to be cool to them. We also had a friend, and she's very sweet. I still follow her to this day. She's very sweet and she was very outgoing, and she would just be kind of like telling us, you know, whatever was going on that day or whatever. Like she wasn't messy, but she kind of knew stuff because she was friends with a couple more people than we were. So other people started getting involved. Now, I think it's important to mention at this part of the story, Man was just so messy. Like, with most of these little situations that ended up adding, like, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, it was mostly Man just, like, throwing rocks and hiding her hand and then running to tell her sister. Like, I'm not gonna say that Mustache was, like, never doing nothing, but, like, it was mostly Man running around being messy and then, like, trying to drag her sister into it. And it was just kind of like, girl, like this shit is childish. And that at one point me and Ree was like, this shit is like childish. Like as soon as we started like talking about the shit outside of work, we was like, oh yeah, like this is getting too much. We was like, we not finna do this. So we just started minding our own business, and that seemed to put us in even more shit because like we would go to work, right, and we would mostly be working on the lane, so that's where a lot of this stuff took place. So I would be like at the top of a lane. I don't know why Man had so much smoke for me, and then would be like waiting until Reen got alone to be doing weird stuff to her on her own. But it was just like when we were alone, like that's when a lot of this stuff would also take place, because I feel like they were just trying to intimidate us in some way, shape, or form. Mind you, these bitches are short as fuck. Reen is even taller than them, and I'm like average height, 5'5", 5'6". So it was just like, girl, like girl. So now when more people started to get involved, this is when we finally kind of like saw more of Man's interaction with her man. And for the man, we gonna call him like, I don't know, we gonna call him Nappy, because that hair was never combed. Nappy, I don't think me and Nappy ever talked during this whole time. Like it was never really a conversation, but obviously we would sometimes have to work together. So again, my little lazy ass was at the top of the lane pushing packages, and Man would not Man. It would be Nappy who would be on like the other side of me, and or like down kind of just on the same lane as me, just working. we don't flirt with nobody. Like, we barely talk, but I did talk to a couple like dudes and like maybe one or two girls that also worked with us. So like, if I would be having a conversation, I would notice that Man would bring her behind over to where Nappy was, and I would be on the opposite side talking to somebody, and they would be having a conversation. And then like after that conversation, from that point on, anytime I would be on the lane with Nappy, like, and talking to somebody else, like I would be talking to maybe like an AM, like a manager, or like a, well, they were like shift lead. I would be talking to like a shift lead, or just somebody who would come up and talk to me, like their friend. I had a really good friend that he would always be pushing with me because he would be lazy too, and we would just be like talking or whatever, and Nappy would bring his ass over there and just like interrupt the conversation and start talking to the dudes. And it's just like, I didn't really care to be talking to nobody in the first place, so I would just be like, okay, because he would never like talk to me directly. Not like I wanted him to, but it's like, if you interrupt the conversation, like, wouldn't you think you would talk to everybody? Okay, whatever. So that's when, from that day on, I noticed, okay, like, they're actively being weird. Like, they're recruiting people to be weird. So now we're escalating. Well, we weren't escalated. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Still to this, up until this point, like, we have not given these girls a reason to like be weird. Like, they started off on some bullying shit, and we stood our ground. Like, we not gonna be doing that, and they would just keep going, like, keep on. Like, they would not let it go. So it was just like, we were just kind of over it, but we not no hoe, so you're not gonna just be doing shit and thinking you're gonna get away with it. Okay, so now it's getting to be around Christmas time, and Amazon is super busy around Christmas time and around back to school time. Around Christmas time, around back to school time, and around like, what just passed, like June, July, whatever. But at this point, we're around Christmas time. And one day, I remember we were all on one lane. We were all on Charlie. Like, I remember this because this was just so funny to me. Like, we were all on Charlie, and it was really Man's man, Nappy, Nappy's friend, who before this, me and Nappy's friend didn't have no like issue. Like, he actually was one of the people who would talk to me first and kind of be like what's up, like what you got going on, not trying to talk to me like that, but just like what you got going on, like you always quiet, like what you looking at. Really, what I was looking at was the fact that he had waves in the front and party in the back. Like, that shit, anybody who got that, it be Texas niggas, waves in the front, bump in the back. Like, that's really what I was looking at. But I wasn't being mean. It was just like, why do you got that? But anyways, he would be talking to me, and like, it would just be like friendly conversation. But after this day, like, it just got real weird. So Reem was on the other side of Charlie, I was on this side. Nappy's friend would be going back and forth wrapping pallets, and then Nappy was taking stuff off the belt, stacking pallets. I don't know what Man was barely working, and Mustache was not even really over there. Mustache was on a whole different lane on the opposite side of the building. Like, it wasn't even where all the lanes were behind Charlie. She was on the opposite side of the building. So periodically, I would still see Mustache like coming over to where, you know, me, Nappy's friend, and Man would be, and just be like all up in her sister's face. And that was not abnormal to us. Like, we didn't pay no mind. What did start to get weird was when I would be working, minding my business, and it was just like, whenever me and Nappy was within like 5 feet of each other, here come Man running up in between us, and it would be like, you're not annoying me because you're coming to talk to your man. You're annoying me because we is actually trying to work. Like, it was really busy, to the point that where there was like, usually there's like 10 people on each side of the lane. This time it was like 15-20 people, because there were just so many packages. Like, it was just a lot going on during Christmas season. So she would just be coming up in between like me and Nappy wouldn't even be too close, but everything is close. Like, pallets are stacked like doop. So anytime we was on like right here, like, here come Man. So it would be to the point where she did that maybe like 2-3 times. And then like one specific time, I got irritated because like she walked in between where I was trying to walk with a heavy ass box. So I looked up and I just started watching, and she turns her back to me and starts talking to oh, that's outside. I was gonna say, it starts talking to Nappy, and all I hear is, bro, I don't care. And then like, I'm like, what the heck? So I try to act like I wasn't looking, and then he walk off, and then she walk off all like sheepish, like she walk off. So I laughed, like, I'm not gonna lie, even though I tried to act like I wasn't like looking, like, because I knew what had just happened, because I had been seeing her like doing that, and he finally like said something. He was loud, like it wasn't like he was trying to, bro, I don't care, bro, I don't care, and then walked away. Like, I couldn't help myself but to laugh. So I go finish putting my package down, because like I said, like they were low-key in the way. And then after I put my package down and I go get another one, when I turn around from off the belt, I see Nappy and his friend walked away. And from that point on, Nappy's friend like did not talk to me. So I know like she was being messy. Like she told him like, oh, I don't want you around her. So when after him and his friend left to go to the other lane, then she left to go to the other lane, and then all of a sudden her sister left to go to the other lane. So it was just like, I was like, oh my God, like this is too much. I don't want nobody thinking I'm beefing with these bitches. Like, I don't want nobody thinking I'm beefing with these bitches. Okay, so now we're gonna move. I don't know if this was the same week, but I know it was either the same week or literally the week after. I think we worked like 4 days, but it would be little hours, like little hours. Sometimes we would work doubles, but like I really can't remember if this was the same week or the week after, but I know it was close, because after like when they would start, after like Nappy started to get involved, everything started escalating like real quick, like real quick. So I remember it was still busy season. Obviously it was still Christmas season, so it was just like so busy that they would start breaking us off into different groups to kind of like streamline the process. And this day was so messy, because although nobody knows like all of this is going on, because we should have said something to HR a long ass time ago, I'm not gonna lie, because of what ended up happening. But yeah, so I remember one day we all got pulled, me, Reen, Mustache, Man, we all got pulled to kind of like a mini belt. Like the belts are usually like really long. This one was like literally like only like 4 or 5 people could fit on each side at one time. So we get pulled to a whole different area, and it's not just us, it's like maybe 15 people at the most, but we all have different jobs. So it's like, hold on, I'm gonna use this card. So here's the belt. We're gonna go, the belt is like this. There's people right here, and then behind the belt there's a bunch of carts. So I can't really remember. I think somebody would come and bring us pallets, and we would take stuff off the pallets, put it on a belt, and from the belt into individual carts, and then people would take the individual carts to the lanes and be loading stuff on the lanes to then be taken off and stacked. Okay, I know it's confusing, whatever. So that's what we were doing. We were taking the stuff off the pallet and, you know, on the mini belt. So I'm sitting there working, and the girls are sitting there working, and Reen is sitting there working, and out of nowhere, Reen just comes up to me and she's like, oh, Man just snatched the box out of my hand for no reason. Like, it wasn't even something she was doing. She just snatched it out of my hand. And to me, I'm like, and what did you do? Like, what did you do back? And she's like, oh, like, I don't know what to do. Like, nothing. What am I supposed to do? And I'm like, well, stand up for yourself. And she's like, I don't know what to do. Like, Arena's the type of person where it's like, she will take more stuff than she should, but it's like, when she gets to that point, just, you better find you something safe to do. So it was one of them situations where she's starting to get like real fed up, but like she still don't want to, like, because oftentimes people will make it seem like they're the victim when they fuck with her, because she's just so like sweet and kind of like shy. So that's kind of what it was. She just said the girl snatched the box. I'm like, well, what did you do? She's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, bet. So once I said okay, bet, like, it's just, I went immediately over back to the belt, and I saw Man's sister, Stash, who, like I said, she was messy, but she wasn't as messy as her sister. So most of the time it was Man doing messy stuff like what she just did, which was snatch a box from Reem for no reason. So I go to the belt where Mustache is, and Mustache is picking up like a box right here, and there's boxes all on the belt. So I take a box and I jam it against her fingers, and I like pick up the box, and I just stand there and I watched, and I know I slammed her fingers hard as hell, because she immediately put the box down and ran to tell her sister. When I noticed that she ran to tell her, I know that was kind of a mean girl move, but it was just like, at this point we was getting tired of these bitches like playing and just doing weird shit. So, and you like started to get closer and closer to putting your hands on somebody. So I put a box on you, like whatever. So she immediately ran to tell her sister, And when she went to tell her sister, I saw them go head off to the bathroom, and I noticed that Reen had been gone for like, you know, ever since she walked away from telling me what the girl did. So I'm like, oh, she just went to the bathroom to hear her pen, like, because that pissed her off. So I'm like, y'all not about to both be in the bathroom while she's in the bathroom. So then I wait like 30 seconds because I'm like trying not to get in trouble for what I just did. So I go like 30 seconds later and I head to the bathroom too. And as we get closer to the bathroom and I can't really see the twins no more, I see Reen coming back. So I meet up with Reen and then we go. And then she's like, girl, they just mugged the fuck out of me. Like, they were mad. Like, they were talking shit. And once they saw me and saw that I was seeing them, they went a whole different direction. And I'm like, okay, because that's what I thought. This video is getting kind of long, and now we're at the point where like it's starting to get like really bad. And then Reen was starting to talk like, okay, well, if that bitch put her hands on me again, it's gonna get like that. So in the next story time, I will be finishing up how they ended up getting into it and getting suspended and ended up getting fired after that, because it was too much for the workplace. Like, I was not expecting it to go this far. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. I hope you come back. Please don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. I don't care what you say, happy, sad, mad, just give me that engagement, boo. Thank you.